probably got about 8 topics to go through, but just for our listeners, just to kind of understand that we are not the scum of the earth. I kind of feel like when we moved back from Italy and we kind of started back in Australia, European was a bit of the European chiropractic landscape was kind of the wild, wild west. You had there's 1,000 chiros for nearly 650 million people. There's one chiro for every 350,000 people. Like, you had a pretty big scope. You could go in there and say, I'm a chiropractor, and they'd think I'm a carpenter. And I'm like, oh, cool, come and fix my windows for me, rather than actually fix help me with my spine. In Australia, other parts of the world, in California, there's a lot more chiros. But I kind of feel like this is my own opinion, honestly, but I kind of feel like we've been told that we're like the dogs at the table, and we're kind of coming to the table and we're getting told have those scraps, and that we're kind of like a second-rate citizen in the scientific world and in the health world. And it's like, yes sir, no sir, 3 bags full sir, to our superiors being the doctors and the pharmacists and everything else. We all know we're not that, but I reckon it's super exciting to know there is so much information out there that we can kind of back us up, and rather than just kind of fighting, being the underdog, I kind of see ourselves in the next 10 years, we could really position ourselves as being the health leaders, because we've been doing it for 120 years or so about this stuff. And it's so nice to hear your passion, and also know that the proof is there. And one thing I love is, sorry,
even just on that, Sam, like the changes within the neuroscience community in the last 20 years have been quite phenomenal. I've gone to neuroscience conferences now, every year for 20 years. There's massive changes in understanding about the detrimental effects of stress, emotional, psychological stress, and how that sort of shuts down the body. And you have all these maladaptive negative changes that take place from that leads to all the chronic diseases that are killing people today. And guess what? We know things like exercise, mindfulness, meditation, eating properly, all those things have a positive impact. And what it looks like from the basic science research of the last 20 years that's been done is that's exactly where chiropractic's role is as well, almost helping those other things do it better. Because we make the brain more accurately aware of what's going on, and we have this positive adaptive neuroplastic effect. So it should also start to get us away from this, or you've got to go and see someone 5 times from the chiropractor and then you should be treated and fixed and cured. Bullshit. You can't go to the gym 5 times and then you're fit and healthy for life. It's showing we have this positive adaptive impact similar to exercise, meditation, eating healthy. You don't do that 5 times and stop. So it's kind of like all this stuff that chiropractors have always known but not been able to communicate is now coming through. And it's so exciting because it fits what's happening in the rest of the research world, not just chiropractic research, but the entire neuroscience research world. Even things like pain. I know a lot of chiropractors don't like pain, but it's actually really freaking exciting because the brain learns to be in pain as part of that negative cascade. And guess what? We have that positive neuroplastic effect, and we've got all this research showing clinically that we're brilliant at it. So everyone in Australia can even talk about this without getting into trouble with that. And that's what sucks. And then you can start that whole can of worms conversation with your patients.
Whoa. We got to stop.